Hey, welcome back to Ghost Treks Podcast. I'm your host, Tina, and today I'm very excited to introduce to you the owner and caretakers of the Rhodes Hotel. I have Mike Couch and his sister, Crystal Couch, here. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for having
having
us
us.
on.
I Full transparency, have thought literally months, like, I've been months, like, I should email him. I should, like, reach out and ask if he would come on, and I chickened out every damn time until recently. So I'm really glad that I finally put on my big girl pants and messaged you, and I'm really
Yeah,
grateful that you were able and willing to come on and, have a chat with me
yeah, of
today.
course.
So, and then Crystal, I haven't met you in person. We met Mike obviously when we went to investigate. I
Mhm.
said February, but it was actually January, that we were
Oh,
at the
okay, yeah.
roads. But yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on and get to chat with you too.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Yeah, so I would really love to hear a little more. Mike had kind of told me a little bit, but I would love to know how Rhodes Hotel came to like be your guys' baby.
I guess I could start since it kinda began on my end, I guess, couldn't I? So, we're good friends with Robin that owns Ashmore Estates, and, at that time, I had a charity that helps amputee kids, and he contacts me, and, like, we both knew the previous owner that owned Rhodes Hotel. And he was just like, "So, what do you think about the charity owning Rhodes Hotel?" And I'm like, "Well, that'd be cool, but don't have the money. And even if we did, it's kids we could help."
Mhm.
So it's like, cool idea, but I'm out. And he's like, "That's not what I'm asking you." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm listening." And he was like, "What if you had like a no interest loan from someone?" He's like, basically, you when the place rents out, he's like, part of it stays with charity, other part of it goes to him to pay him off, and I get my money when I get my money. And I would have been crazy to be like, nah, I don't want to do that. So
Right.
yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. So we did that, and that was in July, August of 2017. Um, So, the charity owned it for all that time, and then, fast forward, we get to, like, late 2022, uh, I already have circulation issues and, like, pain and swelling in the leg. I've got history of blood clots and all this stuff,
Mhm.
but then I found out there's some other, health issues going on, so I made the tough decision. I was like, "Okay, well, we've helped a number of kids. Maybe it's time to make my health a priority,
Right.
so with that, closing the charity down, this place would have to go to the nonprofit or we have to sell it, and then the money goes to the charity, help the kids, and then it shuts down.
Right.
So Crystal is like, you know, can I buy it?
Mhm.
So I contact a nonprofit attorney and I'm just like, hey, can we do this? And he's like, as long as you do it exactly how I tell you to do it,
Mhm.
you can do it. So I'm like, okay. So, then fast forward, what was it, like April of
23.
2023, I think? Yeah. So you can kind of take over from there, I guess, from like where I've left off if you want to, yeah, want to go over there.
I made the insane decision that I was like, "Hey, let's buy a haunted location." No, I
Surprise.
had yeah, I had been doing, like, all the bookings and everything like that,
Mhm.
anyway. So it really wasn't, to me, that big of a difference. I'm sure it was a big change for Mike. Um, but yeah, I basically the timing was perfect for me to be able to actually buy it.
Mhm.
Um, I bought it, took over in April 23, like Mike said. And really the only thing that changed for me was like I'm the one that pays the bills now.
Oh,
Like
yay.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So I get all that fun stuff in addition to answering messages and
Yeah.
booking. But
And I'm still
yeah,
here.
no, yeah, he's still there, he's still doing his thing with the groups, and I still am over here, I live an hour away,
Okay. Yeah, I
so
think
I
you're
kinda
local to
do
me. I'm pretty sure
I
you're
yeah,
local to
Mm.
me.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, just it's not that far of a drive. I go up there
Mhm.
pretty often, but, while I'm here and taking care of the bookings and the messages and all that fun stuff and coordinating what we always hope will be a good contractor to do work,
Mhm. Oh god, I know.
then
When we were there
yeah,
in
I do that.
January, you guys were having some I think it
Yeah.
was plumbing, stuff going on at that point,
Oh gosh, I
Mm,
like a
don't
water
know at this
heater or
point.
something. I don't remember.
Yeah. Was it this year that you were there?
Mhm. Yeah, we were there
but
in January.
yeah,
In January. Oh gosh, I don't even know what would have been in January.
I know, the attic was still closed, like, well,
Yeah.
I mean,
The
it's still
attic,
closed
yeah.
now, but there's work actually being done now on it.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, we weren't
Yeah.
able to go up there when we were there, but I think previously, a couple of the investigative team that I work with, IPSI, they had come and at another time a couple years ago, and the attic was open at that point, so they were able to go up there
Mhm.
for them. So I'm like, all the more reason that I have to come back, right? I get to see all of it,
Right.
or it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be open hopefully, the new floor is down,
Oh, sweet.
and we're gonna put walls up because, all around the edges of it, I say edges, but it's probably a good 10 feet or so all the way around,
Mhm.
except for right in the very front of it. It's just, kind of a drop off and it's full of insulation. I don't want anybody to
Right, yeah.
accidentally step off into that, so we're gonna put walls
Yeah.
up and close it.
Yay!
Yeah.
Future Rose Hotel where you too can become a ghost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always think of did you watch the movie Casper? Remember
Oh,
when they
yeah.
had that?
Yep.
Remember, like, when he opens that door and he
And it
just
just
drops
drops.
off and
Yep.
he's dead?
Yep.
Yeah.
Liability, schmiability.
Yeah. If you're really lucky, I guess you could just end up on the 2nd floor somewhere.
Right.
True.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, we're excited to hear that that is in the works. But yeah, so you guys have had it for quite a while then.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How did you like I know Mike, you used to work at Waverly, is that right?
Yeah, actually, both of us, yeah,
Oh, both of you.
we were
Oh,
both at
okay.
Waverly, yeah.
Cool. Well, your
Mhm.
parents just had a
Yeah.
couple of spooky kids. My parents only got me.
Yeah, I
I
mean
bet ours were probably like, well, 1 would have been enough.
Right.
yeah, I mean, we've been doing the paranormal stuff for about 20 years now.
That's amazing. Yeah, I was gonna ask you kinda like, when did you guys kinda enter into the paranormal? Was there, like, something that happened? Because I know a lot of people, like, have some sort of, like, a tragedy or something, and then all of a sudden they're trying to make sense of that loss, or, trying to contact their loved ones or and stuff like that, and then it becomes a thing. Some people like me, I've just been weird my whole life, so Um, but
That's me.
where yeah, I was gonna say, where do you guys fall on that spectrum?
Yeah, I'll go first, I guess. I basically can't remember a time that I ever wasn't interested in the paranormal and all things creepy.
Mhm.
Like, I mean,
Yes.
that's
All of
I've
mine are
collected this stuff
downstairs.
for a while. Yeah. I always have to be careful. I work from home, so I'm like, I can't do any meetings up here
Right.
because they might be like, "What?"
Yeah, rotate that camera.
D Yeah. But, no, I've always been into it. I've always read a lot, and I like horror books, and, I grew up reading Stephen King and Anne Rice books and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But I also had a friend, my best friend growing up, her house she lived in one of the oldest houses in town. Mike knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the house is no longer there,
Oh, that's a bummer.
but it was this big, beautiful house in town, and, it was like it had a full basement, it had, like, 2 floors, a full attic, and, every time I stayed there, it was something.
Yeah.
It's like something weird would
Mhm.
happen, and, there was a little door. I don't even know what it would be used for in the
I don't like
attic. It was
little
like
doors.
it wasn't yeah, I'm like, "Why is this here?" It was like a little door that it looked like it was in the wall, but it opened up into something. I can't remember now, it's
Yeah,
been a really
gross.
long time. But that door would not stay locked and shut
Mm,
no matter what.
gross.
And, so of course that always intrigued me. I was like, "What is this?" And,
Right.
um, yeah, so I think that kinda started it for me, like, as far as, like, ghosts and the paranormal and really being like, "Okay, what's happening?"
Mhm.
And, then in 2005, I think it was, I went to Waverly for the first time,
Okay.
and, I had some experiences there. I had, like, a piece of glass thrown at me.
Oh.
And, the really weird thing is, like, it's a very distinctive piece of glass, and, I have it here
I
somewhere.
was gonna
I've
ask,
lost
did
track
you
of it.
keep it?
Yeah, and, well, I didn't keep the one that was thrown because I couldn't find it, but here's the
No.
weird part is, like, so I had driven there myself, and
Mhm.
I know the doors were locked to the car, and after everything was over, it was just like a 2-hour public tour.
Mhm.
I went back out to my car, and an identical piece of glass that was thrown was in my car seat,
Oh, that seems
and
like
I
a
have no idea how it got there. Yeah, I was like, What is this? How did this get here?" Like, my
Mhm.
door was locked, and it was identical, like, I had a friend with me, and I was like, "This is the same
Oh god.
thing." Like, it may not be the same piece, but, like,
Right.
the same thing. And so, like, the opportunity came up, I think it was the end of 2007, maybe?
Mhm.
Mike, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. I wanna say 2007 that Scott at Waverly had posted that they needed volunteers.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And at the time, we were about an hour north of Waverly.
Okay.
And I immediately just was like,
She
"What
said,
do I need to do?"
"Sign me up.
Yes,
Son of a bitch,
sign me
I'm
up.
in."
That's right. And yeah, it just kinda went from there. We both spent several years at Waverly and, um, just really got into a lot of it. We met a lot of people in the field that
Mhm.
way, a lot of investigators, fellow investigators, but
Yeah.
also, like, people from the TV shows like Ghost Hunters and,
Mhm.
things like that. So, we were able to kind of get a lot more knowledge from them
Mhm.
and just, kinda go to other places because of that. I don't think either one of us thought that we would ever be sitting here, like, with a haunted location of our own.
Right.
No.
But that's how it
Man,
got
that's
started.
my dream. I'm in here, like, woo-wooing, manifesting the hell out of that, like, "Please give me a haunted house." So I
Yeah.
actually lived in, I probably lived in several, honestly, but the my very first, like, home here in the States that that was ours, 'cause I was born overseas. I was born in England. I moved to the States, mm, like 4 or 5 years old. It was, like, right before school started for me. We came over we were in Washington for a short time, and then my dad got out of the military, um, and then we moved to Delaware, of all places.
Oh, wow.
But the home that we lived in Delaware was one of the, historic society. It was one of the homes that was on the registry. It had been used in the Underground Railroad, um, and it was, like, the coolest place ever, but there was stuff in there,
Mhm.
and then my some of my parents' friends also lived in the area in other historic homes, and it was actually in one of those homes that I saw my first ghost. And it
Oh,
was
wow.
I was just, I think it was like 1994 or 5, there was a big ice storm. My husband knows what I'm talking about because he lived maybe an hour away. We grew up about an hour away from each other, and we had no idea. But that ice storm, like, hit the whole East Coast really, really bad, and so we were out of power for about a week, and our,
Damn.
fireplaces in the house that we were in were not functional. So we were
Oh,
over
wow.
at that friend's house, because theirs were, and there was a chair in there, and she was, like, she had period clothes on, her hair was pulled up, she had, like, it wasn't a full bonnet, it was just, like, the ones that would go over the bun, kind of. And she was just sitting in there, and the fireplace in that area was not lit, but she was sitting in front of the fireplace in that chair, and she was not fully formed, but I was, like, 6 or 7, I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is" so,
Where did you
um
come from?
yeah, but I've always been a weirdo. I think I've always had some sort of inclination. I've definitely had like a knowing about me, like I know when things are gonna happen. I have these thoughts that just kind of pop into my head and then I'll ask about it and it'll, it's either already happened or or somebody was thinking the same thing, just weird stuff like that. I get that a lot.
Mm,
Um I've seen shadow figures, I've seen ghosts multiple times now, I've had dreams where people have come to me and told me things. It's actually how I knew my daughter was a daughter. When I was pregnant with her, I lost my friend, right after I conceived my daughter. He, um, completed suicide, and he came to me the morning of my 20-week ultrasound and in my dream and asked me how my daughter was. And so, yeah.
mm,
Wow,
Um
that's
yeah,
amazing.
so I've definitely
yeah,
my mom calls it the woo woo. I have the woo woo. That's what she said.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I've always loved this stuff. So, um,
yeah,
and obviously I've wanted to do this podcast for many years and just kept talking myself out of it. And so last January I was like, we're doing this. Like it's gonna happen. So just been doing it since. Trying to
nice,
get myself out
good.
there, and I have a lot of fun doing it, and then just the added bonus is doing the investigations and being able to talk about them and meet people and, all that, so I have a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
yeah,
I'm happy that
Mm.
I can be my
it's
weird little self.
yeah, and you can meet other weird people.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So, Mike, has this always been your cup of tea too, or were you just kinda
Well, it was kind of interesting, kind of what got me more into things. I had a friend at the time that lived maybe 20, 30 minutes away, not too far,
Mhm,
and watching movies, and it's like really late. I mean, you're talking like probably 2 in the morning, something like that. And they're like, you know what? Got extra room upstairs. If you want to sleep and get up, tomorrow and just drive back then so you don't have to go home late and stuff. I'm like, all right, yeah, that's cool.
mhm,
So I go up, and you know how sometimes you wake up and you're just kind of like this, trying to wake up, and
right.
but then there's times you open your eyes and you're just alert, like right
Mhm.
away. Um, I open my eyes up and I'm alert right away, and there's a little girl standing at the side of the bed.
You know, I love ghosts. I do. There's just something about a freaking ghost kid, like, I just
Yeah.
am not down with that.
Well, and it's crazy because like as soon as I saw her, I was no more than I did I blink and just like, look back, and she was
Mhm,
gone.
mhm.
And it freaked me out. So like, because I mean she was like, we're talking like 5 feet,
Right,
she was close.
yeah.
Next morning, apparently I was acting weird
No,
because
I
the
wouldn't
friend was
know
just like,
why.
yeah, yeah, and it's funny because the friend was just like, "You doing okay?" And, like, as many times as I've been over there, they'd never said anything. They're
Mhm.
like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Did you see the little girl?" And I'm like, "Why are you just
Y'all
now
gotta give
telling me
me a
this?"
warning.
Yeah, I'm like, "Why are you just now telling me this? This is something I should know, like, right away."
Right. This is I
But
need a
yeah,
disclosure when I came over here, you did not have me sign that.
yeah. But yeah, after that, like the interest, it's like
Yeah.
what happens? And then, like Crystal said, fast forward a little bit, we started going to Waverly and helping out there. And then, I got to a point that, I was there so much, like with things, and,
Mhm,
they were just like, do you want to take care of the investigations and stuff, the groups that come in? So, I mean, literally, like for a couple seasons, wasn't it?
mhm.
I was there like
Yeah,
almost every single night the whole season.
Damn.
So I mean, you feel like you kind of live in the
Yeah.
locations, but um, yeah, I mean, but all kinds of cool things, like Crystal said. We met so many cool people.
Mhm.
You know, um, different teams and just individuals, a lot of them that we're still friends with over time, and the some of the ones from the shows and stuff that we met, and
Yeah, I was gonna
it's
say, 'cause you've been on was it Ghost Adventures that you were on?
Ghost Hunters.
Oh, Ghost Hunters, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Ghost Hunters.
And it
Yeah,
was that just, like, a singular episode, or were you on there for, like huh?
I just did the one episode. When it came back on A&E, when Grant had the new team,
Mhm,
um, I'm like, I remember we were going to Michigan Paracon that weekend, and I was gonna leave like Wednesday,
mhm.
and like I get a text message from Grant like on a Friday evening. He's just like, "Got anything going on?" I'm just like, "No, what's up?" I said,
Hey,
"Going to Michigan."
friend.
Yeah, so he was just like, "So we're working on the case at Duff Green Mansion in Mississippi," and he's like, "There's reports of an amputee Civil War soldier holding his amputated leg that people are reporting." He's like, "Do you want to come help out?" And it wasn't about on like TV at all. I was just like, "Yeah," because I might be able to get stuff that you can't. I might,
Right,
I could get some evidence, and
right.
so yeah, I was just like, "Yeah, when do we go?" And he's like, "Well, you're gonna fly in a couple days," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of soon."
Soon.
So yeah, yeah, so it was crazy, but I mean, it was cool to get to do that, and
That's really,
I
really
mean,
neat.
like we didn't catch a whole lot of stuff, but
Right,
I mean, it was still cool to be able to investigate, thinking, maybe I could somehow get something
right.
that maybe the rest of the team couldn't get.
Yeah. No, and just to have the
Yeah.
opportunity and to be asked is pretty neat. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hello, beings out there. If anyone wants to, like, throw that in the pot for me, that'd be cool." Like, I wouldn't even know what to do, but it would be cool. Um, yeah, right now I'm just trying to get to just more places like you guys have, as many as we can, within reason, obviously, when finances allow, because we love the history of the homes. Obviously, we love historic places. We want to help you guys and all owners. Like Spirits of Marco, that's another place that we've been. They're new, a new location, and they've got some renovations and stuff that they're doing to try and get that better suited for investigators. Not that we're not going out there anyway, but just to keep those properties alive, and
Yeah.
able to be seen and investigated by other people that have the same sorts of interests. So like that's really my intent with whatever platform I have, is to bring attention to those places and then go there myself with our team and just help wherever we can with that. So um
Yeah, that's awesome because I think a
Yeah.
lot of people, don't realize I'm not gonna say don't understand because I feel like you have to be in it,
mhm,
like, really in it,
right,
and own a place to understand all the little nuances
right,
and the costs of everything.
mhm,
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, like, I know at Rhodes, I can't speak for anybody else, but I know at Rhodes, like, all the money that we bring in goes right back into the building,
yep,
and it was neglected for a long time
yeah,
prior to us ever coming here, like, because we came whenever the previous owner had it as well, but before that, it sat empty for a long time.
right,
So, it's an old building, it has plaster walls and, when stuff like that when places like that sit for so long,
right,
it damages things and, it costs so much
yeah.
to
Yeah.
Fix
fix
anything. And
anything.
because a lot of
Yeah.
them, no, I don't know, is Rhodes on the historic registry or no?
Yeah.
So yeah,
It
it
is,
is.
okay.
I don't know that that would still be valid at this point just because with the
Mhm.
work that we've done, we haven't been able to stay true to, like,
Right, because that's what I was gonna say
all of
is
it.
a lot of most
Yeah.
times if the place is on the historic registry, the work that you have to do within it has to be within the original, like, structure and,
Yeah.
parameters of that property, and I only know that because our home that I lived in Georgetown, Delaware, was on the historic registry. So when we were
Yeah.
living there, anything that my parents tried to do had to be within those guidelines or we couldn't do it. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, and now I don't even wanna know what it would cost to have, like, some of this work done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so like Hannah House, I love the Hannah House. I do a lot of vending events there, because why not have more things that I do? But I do like sublimation art and other things, and now I do that and couple it with the podcast. So then I go out and I do these vending events. They do a Paranormal Days event in August, so I'm usually out there for that. And I think it was last year. I think it was last spring, they had one of their trees fall on the house, and it
I
damaged
remember
a
that.
real good portion of the roof, and that's still not fixed because it's just so
Yeah.
expensive. I think a lot of the money they pull in, obviously, is just to keep it going and running,
Mhm.
and then all like, obviously, they had, like, the tree removal and stuff, and I think it happened the day before a wedding that was supposed to be on the property.
No.
They pulled it off, it was flawless, like, the wedding was beautiful, I've seen the pictures, the bride and the groom were very happy, like, the team that works within the Hannah House and everything is phenomenal, but yeah, it just I understand what it and obviously not on the level that you guys understand it, but I do have a some sort of understanding of what it costs
Mhm.
and how expensive it is and what goes into, running these places and keeping them available for all of us. And I know all of us spooky people really, really appreciate the work that you guys do. So, um, I just, it would be a really sad, sad world to not have these places available to go
Yeah,
in and, investigate the unknown and try and get the answers to the questions that we have as a collective. So, um,
Yeah. Well, you know, like
for sure.
Crystal said, like, yeah, we're probably not within those guidelines and
mhm,
stuff, maybe, of how things should be like on that side of stuff. But at the same time, the most important thing's happening. The building's standing, the building
right,
is being saved.
right,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So now I know, like, kinda how you guys got into it, but where was the first investigation that you guys did? Was that at Waverly, or did you do others before that?
Mm. I wanna say Waverly was my first one, like, true
yeah,
investigation,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably the same for me.
Waverly. Yeah, I can't wait
Yeah.
to get out there. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the first place I had I mean, I had weird stuff at, my friend's house growing up, but
Right.
the first, apparition I saw full body was at Waverly,
Okay.
and the first time I was touched was at Waverly, and, at that point, I was still kind of, like, skeptical because I think it's good to be
Oh,
skeptical
yeah.
about these
Yeah.
things, I think it's good to question it and, not immediately think that any sound or anything that happens is
Right.
paranormal.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's I've had things happen, since my time at Waverly too that, no matter what you do, you can't explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way this is not paranormal because, like, how do you explain this?
Yeah. I obviously am a full-on believer, always have been, but I am very skeptical. So, when I see, like, the videos online and stuff, I'm like, "Okay, friends. Okay."
Yeah,
So and then
yeah,
we went to, ISS last September, and we caught an apparition is what we're calling it now, full body, on a trail cam in a hallway. It was, like, one of the very first things that was recorded on it, and we weren't even in like, none of our team was in the building at the time. So, like, there would have been no way for it to be us. But we sat on that. I think they found it right after the investigation. I don't think that we even put it out for people, like, "Hey, look what we caught," until, like, December or January because we were
wow,
continuing to go through stuff and like, "Hey, pull a still from, one of the other videos." If one of us girls are on it, because there was only 4 girls there that night, like, I wanna see that still up next to this photo that it caught, because that was the other thing, it was captured in a photo and not a video, which it should have been captured in a video because that's how they had it set up, was motion would, prompt it to start recording, not snap a picture. So it was, like, the only thing on there as far as a photo was concerned, I believe. So we sat on that for a hot minute before we put it out there because we wanted to make sure that what it was went through, like, the full round of debunking attempts, and at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we were like, "There's no way to explain it," because none of us girls that were there that night look anything like what's in that picture. Um, it's
Uh,
mostly see-through, like, I think there were 2 other stills that were caught with, like, a full-bodied person on it, and you could tell that it was a person. Like, a
uh,
Yeah.
solid person, this one was not. So, um,
yeah.
but yeah, when they sent me that, I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. It's funny because sometimes we get people, we had someone recently that wasn't very happy with us, that they'll send us stuff, and,
Mhm.
I love seeing it. Like, I love seeing stuff that people send me, or both of us.
Right.
I love hearing, things that people send, but
Yeah.
I feel like we also have to be very careful about what we put out there from outside
Right.
sources,
Yeah.
just because, sometimes it's like, well, we weren't there,
Mhm.
so, we don't know. Or if it's like, especially if it's something like audio and there's no, video to kinda go along with it to kinda
Right.
show where everybody was, things
Right.
like that. And, so, yeah, unfortunately, sometimes we get some stuff that sounds really cool or looks really cool, and we
Yeah.
don't share it out there because people can be pretty brutal
Yeah.
whenever you share stuff and you
Yeah.
can't really, like, confirm anything.
Right.
Um, but yeah, we've seen some really cool stuff, but, like, at the same time, it's like, well, we're not gonna put it out there,
Yeah.
like, on our own,
Right.
it's fine
Right.
if the people who get it share it,
Right.
Yeah.
but, it's a little awkward for us to do it ourselves
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and in our team, like, when we were at Rhodes, I think it was Curtis was recording, and he was, like, taking some photos and stuff, and he was just kinda trying to see what he could get, and there ended up being, like a glare or something in there, and he's like, "Where in the world is that coming from?" And so we sat there for probably over 5 minutes trying to recreate what he was seeing to make sure that it was something that we could explain away, and it was. I don't remember exactly what it ended up being, but, like, that's just how we function as a group. Like,
Yeah.
we don't just automatically scream, "Oh my god, it's a ghost," and move on with our day. Like
Right.
like, we want
Yeah.
to know for certain, and if there is no explanation, like the photo that we have, like, there's no like, there was no, like, in the other pictures, you can see the flashlights and stuff. I mean, we were carrying flashlights around, it's in the middle of the night of ISS, and it's pitch black in there, you're not getting around there without a flashlight,
Yeah.
and there was nothing, like, there's no light in there, you can't see it in our hand, you can't see it on the wall or the floor, anything like that, so I was like, "There's just no way that it was," and for it to be one of the first pictures when we weren't in the building, like, they set it up, we all left and went back down into the, where they have, like, their beds and in the rooms where people can stay at, they give us, like, the walkthrough and tell us about the history and stuff, so we were down there for, like, an hour almost after we set that up, so, well,
Wow.
somebody broke in there and
Yeah.
looks like they're
Yeah.
wearing our old-timey nurse's gown. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what else it could have been. So
And it
Wow.
it
Yeah.
does help, like, I mean, with me, I mean, I live on the property back there, in the
mhm,
addition and everything, and it's like you're used to, like you're used to things, you're used to the normal sounds, you're used to whatever, whatever it is,
right,
and even here, occasionally somebody will come up and like, "I took this picture and what do you think this is in the background?" And, like, sometimes, like, immediately you're just like, "Okay, doesn't mean I'm right."
right,
But, there's times that I'm like, "Oh, yeah, this is probably what it is. This is
mhm,
what I think it is."
right,
Doesn't like I said again, doesn't mean I'm right, but, I mean, being at a location so much, like with us being here, so
right,
much and stuff, I mean, sometimes we can we can debunk things,
Yeah.
or we can say, yeah, we yeah, this is what we think you caught or whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, especially like if I'm here, during like a public investigation or something. If I'm
Right.
sitting with the group
Mhm.
and just like you said, we got everybody together. Let me hear something upstairs or something.
Right.
You know,
What's that?
Yeah.
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 So, w do you guys remember, was there, like, a big, like do you remember your first experience at Rhodes Hotel? Like, that either one of you had? Was there, like, a big, like, "Huh," moment, or was it kinda, like, subtle
Yeah.
things that you guys had?
Do you wanna
You
go
want to start?
first?
Yeah, it's fine. I could. I think one of the big ones that stood out for me, like this was actually before, like when I originally took over in 2017, because I was already familiar. We were both already familiar with the building because we did a few charity events here, with the previous owner and stuff. But um, one of the events, everybody went home, and I was told, hey, if you want to get some sleep before you go home, then no big deal. So I go up at the top of the stairs and I sleep in room 2. So, as soon as you get to the top of the stairs, it's right there.
Mhm.
I no more than just kind of dozed off and it sounded like boots, like coming up the stairs. And I was like, hang on, there's nobody else here. So,
Like, somebody's
and
trying to
I don't
kill
like to be
me.
startled. My big thing is I don't like to be startled. So
Right.
I'm like, I just turn my head. I'm like, hey, if somebody's coming up, that's cool. I said, just don't poke your head around the corner and freak me out. And like, I don't want to be startled or anything. And it stopped. I never heard anything the rest of the night.
Okay. Yeah, I too do not like to be startled, and I usually, like, if I'm when I'm out on location anywhere, I say, like, if that night, like, if I'm cool being touched, you can touch me, but you cannot scratch me, like, and don't, like, pull me or, or push me or anything, like, you can touch me, but, like, nothing malicious. I kinda, like,
Yeah.
say what I'm okay with and what I'm not, and, like, these are my boundaries, respect them.
Yeah.
Okay, ghosts.
Please.
Um, the shadow thing that was in my house that one time, he did not respect that. I was in bed. My husband travels for work, so, like, he's never home, so it's just me and the kids here, and the kids can't get in, they have to go through my bedroom door to get, into my bathroom, and they weren't in there, and nobody is as tall as the door frame at the time. So I was in there, couldn't sleep, I rolled over, and there was just this black male form standing off to the left of my doorway in my bathroom, and I said, "Abso-fucking-lutely not," and I rolled back over. I said, "You better be gone by the time I turn back around." But it scared the absolute crap out of me, and it did, it left, and I've not ever seen it again, but, oh my god, in my own home.
Yeah.
That makes it worse.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I was like, "What the"
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I've always said that, like, I'm cool with visiting places that are haunted, but I don't really wanna live, like,
no?
full time in a haunted place.
Mike said, "I don't care."
Just because yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't wanna be startled either.
Yeah. Is there a room that you guys have at Rhodes that you both are like, "I'd prefer not to be in there"? Like, do you have a room that's kind of a no-go for you?
I don't.
No?
I do. Well, I don't have, like, I mean, I wouldn't say that I would never, like, go in there or
Mhm.
stay in there, but I actually don't really care for room 4 much at
Yeah.
all. I
See,
don't know why.
I don't like room 5. I went up there, I think it was
Um,
room 5. I walked upstairs because it was like we'd first gotten there and we're, like, walking around, and I can kinda see it, like, the hallway behind you, Mike, and I think it would
Yeah.
be the one to my left. So, like, on the side of the stairwell, that parlor that's there, didn't like
Yeah.
there, did not like that parlor. Um, And then upstairs, I'm pretty sure it was room 5. I walked up there and I was like, "Mm, mm-mm." And I just kinda, like,
See,
kept
Oh.
that's
on
my
moving.
favorite room.
Is it?
Yeah,
Maybe whatever was
yeah, the
hanging
way
out
it's
on
all
room
the way
4 went to visit room 5 that night, I don't know.
that could be it. Yeah, it's all the way at the end of the hall, like, when you go up the steps and
Mhm.
you're looking toward the back of the building, it's on the right.
Okay. Maybe it wa
Yeah,
I mean, that's the area, so maybe it was room 4. I don't know. 'Cause
it
it
could
was
be. Yeah,
when you'd come up the
Yeah.
stairs, it was the one of the far rooms, and it was on the right-hand side, and I just was like, "Mm-mm."
yeah. That's where I had my first experience here.
Oh, really?
Well, not here. I'm not at
Right, at
Rhodes, but
Rhodes, yeah.
Here.
at Rhodes. Yeah, there.
Yeah.
That was yeah, that was where I had my first experience, but it wasn't negative or anything, and
Yeah.
yeah, I for whatever reason, I like that room the most.
Okay.
But 4 feels not always, but 4 feels off to me
Mhm.
sometimes. Just off, but not, like, bad in any
Right.
way. It just kinda
Mhm.
sometimes when you walk in, you're like,
Yeah.
something's in here."
Well, and it's so, like because I mean, like most of these places, obviously, we don't have, like, a day-to-day like, we have no idea what happened in those spaces. You know, there's
Yeah.
so much time between when they opened and
Yeah.
now, like, heaven only knows what those
Mhm.
walls saw and witnessed and, the energy that's being held there, um, for any event, really. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people think, "Oh, death will do it." But it's not just the death that might have happened in a place. I mean, if you have I mean, it could have been just a very violent event. It could have been something that scared somebody so bad that, like, that moment kinda just stays in there. I think
Yeah.
that, kinda like, in Harry Potter, Horcruxes, those
Yeah.
events that take place and then they just kinda live there. I think that that's what happens. I don't think it's just people dying and then they're staying.
Yeah.
I think energy stays behind and
Yeah.
energy doesn't disappear. So, then it's more of, like, those residual issues,
Mhm.
in spaces. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we have that at Rhodes, a lot. I agree with what you said for sure,
Yeah.
and, there's a lot of people that had a lot of the same things
Mhm.
happen at the hotel, and, like, hearing people walk
Right.
d up and down the hallway
Mhm.
in the middle of the night, and I'm like, "Well, yeah,"
Yeah.
it was a busy place,
Right.
Mhm.
especially when it first opened, so, people would have been all over that building,
Right.
and, uh, and that's why we also try to tell people, like I think a lot of investigators, especially if they're new,
Mhm.
don't consider daytime investigations,
Right.
and, I mean, especially during the day, if you think about, like, the hotel especially, there would have been a lot of people in and out during the day and,
Mhm.
checking in, checking out, and just family members hanging out there and things like that, so, like, there would have been activity, probably more so during the day than at night
Right.
in a
Mhm.
lot of these locations,
That's
and
actually
so
one
why
of the
wouldn't you?
things that I had written down. I'm actually trying to look for it in my little notes here was yeah, have you ever had paranormal experiences happen in broad daylight, and do you think it's, you know, worth because some of mine were in the daytime.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
very first time I ever had anything happen at Hannah House was in the daytime outside. I was doing one of the vending events and it was so hot because again, they're in August, and I had stepped back into, like, this little, like, grove of tree like, clump of trees that was back there, and in my ear, it was a man's voice, and he said, "Hello?" And I whipped around, I was like, "What the frick?" Because I thought it was my friend's husband trying to scare me, but there was nobody there. Like, I was the only person standing there, and so I just said, "Hello, you have a beautiful property." Like, and I probably look like a psycho talking to myself in this grove of trees, but yeah, it was daylight, it was probably 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just
Yeah.
I wonder, I love timelines, like, I love timelines, and I just wonder if these people, um, are still existing on some plane somewhere and our paths just kinda overlap, sometimes,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and we become visible to them just like they can become visible to us, and maybe they're like, "Hello, like, who are you?" You know, like, What are you doing here?" So I think that might be what happened is just, they could see me, and I was standing in their trees. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that was broad daylight. So,
Mhm.
and I've definitely had other things happen in the daylight. I've been touched, in the daytime, in one of my offices. I had my left shoulder, like, just not, like, grabbed, but, like, squeezed, and then it just stopped, and I was like, "What was that?" 'Cause I was at work. But yeah, I think it happens. I don't but yeah, like you were saying, it shouldn't discount, going to daytime places. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I like
I
taking
think
pictures, like, I can't do that at night with my camera. I have to go
Yeah.
in the daytime.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I think it's just least expected, like, like
yeah.
a little bit less expected during the daytime,
Mhm.
especially because you have the shows, that are
Right.
out there, they always investigate at night, and so
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
have groups that come in and, if you mention investigating during the day, they're kinda like, "Wait, what?"
Right. That's a
Sometimes
thing?
because they don't think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, because they have all the equipment that with the night vision and
Yeah.
everything, and it's a lot of it's geared toward
Right.
investigating at night.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I've had our resident cat at the hotel brush up against my leg,
Oh,
while during the day and stuff like that. So like,
yeah.
I mean, it happens. It's just
Yeah.
more like, oh, wait a second, it's noon. What's happening
Right?
here?
"Hello? Why are you out?"
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be out during the daytime. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that is, I could see that being, like, one of the common just, like, misconceptions of paranormal investigating is that it is a nighttime activity because it is
Mm,
primarily done at night. And I think that probably has to go because most people, it's put out there like the witching hour is midnight. Between midnight and
Yeah.
3 a.m. is when you'll get all this activity because, the veil is thin. And while some of that might be true, they don't just exist within those parameters,
yeah.
within those
Yeah.
time frames. Because otherwise, why would these places be open at any other
Yeah.
time, if it was only
Yeah.
guaranteed to happen during that?
We've talked about speaking of that, we've talked about this in the past and stuff too, and, like, being here all the time and being out here investigating with different groups and, like,
Mhm.
during the publics and stuff and everything, there's nights that it is active between those times at night, but then
Right.
I've also been out here that it's as quiet as could be.
Yeah.
You could probably hear a pin drop on the floor, it's so quiet
Yeah.
'cause there's just it's just quiet.
Yeah.
Um,
And that was something when we were there, it was pretty quiet that night. We only had a few things happen. And then, we usually I do like an episode before we go to a location, and it's like the history and the background of the place and what are common things that people experience on these locations and stuff. And then usually after we come back and we'll do like a post investigation episode and talk about what we did find, if anything. And so that was just like one of those really real conversations that we had to have was like, not every night is going to be active, and that's
yeah.
completely normal. Like, they're not there
Yep.
to perform for us. Like, a nighttime investigation or any investigation that does not produce any evidence is still a worthwhile investigation because then you can ask yourself, were there things that maybe we could have done differently? Like different equipment? Should we change the way we were doing it? It was probably just a quiet night. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't anything that we did. And that's normal too. So, like, I just don't think a lot of people talk about those things. I think it's all put out that like most videos and stuff are put out there like everything happened. Like everywhere they go, they have something happen. How
Yeah.
lucky. And we're just like I said before, we don't function that way. My intent is to have very real conversations about the actual reality of investigating, and that comes with the quiet nights as well as the active ones. So, and there's nothing wrong with either one. Um,
Yep.
Yeah. I think probably a lot of that comes from just mainstream
Mhm.
shows,
Yeah.
that they're always sometimes people, I think, don't understand that they're there for multiple nights,
Yeah.
and so they're kind of compiling
Over
everything that they
yeah.
got over multiple nights.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. Have you guys ever, regretted going to investigate at a location? Like, just, like, had a real shit experience or just one that you were just like, coulda done without? Or do you just like
I've
going?
been freaked out before, but other than that, no, I've never had it. Never had any places I'd just be like, "Oh, no, this I don't wanna go back there," or anything.
No?
Yeah. No, I don't either.
Mhm.
We've gone to some really cool locations, over the years, and yeah, I don't regret any of them. Some of them are a little cleaner than others,
Oh.
which are always
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I don't regret any.
Yeah. Like, obviously, I loved going to Indiana State Sanatorium, but I
Yeah.
don't do the whole, like, ugh. So, like, as I'm walking through, I was like, "Oh god. Oh god." Like, I need to shower. I actually and that's not an option there, so we went to ISS one night, and then the next night we went to Billy Creek. So, there's no showers there, like, a shower is not being had, so I literally bathed in the sink. I was
Yeah.
like, "We're gonna scrub all this off." I don't mind being dirty, but I don't do, like, dirty well, so, yeah, I was, like, scrubbing myself in the sink. It was quite an adventure. It
My
was camping.
my thing is Yeah, see, my thing is spiders. If I go to a location and I start seeing spiders
Yeah.
Yeah.
everywhere, I'm like, "Oh, no, I can't stay here very
Well,
long."
down in the tunnels, they're not they look like spiders, but they're not. They're like a cricket or something, but they have
Yeah,
the
I know what you're talking
giant ass
about, yeah.
fucking legs. I was like, "What is that? And
yeah,
why
they're
are they that
terrifying.
size?" So all of us were like, "Oh my god,"
Mm.
all piled into one line trying to get through there. Ugh, gross.
Yeah, I didn't realize it when I first went the very first time, and I was walking down there by myself, and I was like, "I'm gonna walk with no lights on," and
Girl.
I'm walking around, and then and then I saw it, and people were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's worse than any activity that I could
Right.
ever encounter."
I'll take the ghost any day.
Yes, any day. Keep the insects away,
Oh
please.
god.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I'm not an insect person either. Oh, gosh. Gross, yeah, so bugs and all the and I think ISS dirt is a little different because especially when you're in, like, the area that was kept, like, for all, like, the criminally insane, the mentally ill, the 4
Mm,
what are the 4 or 5-story one,
yeah.
the walls are just paling, and I'm just like, "What is in this that I am now breathing in?" So, like, that was a concern for me. I'm gonna end up with lung cancer after this investigation. Like, oh my god. It was cool,
It's
but
kind
it was so surreal to see
of
ISS and walk through there.
It it's a very cool place.
It really is. So, but yes, I love that it is just the way it is. I just was like, I definitely needed to
mm.
wash it off of me though.
Yeah.
It's fun having those funny, like, the funny experiences and stuff too,
Mhm.
I mean, like, um, we were well, going back to Waverly, like, I had a bat hit me in the chest one night. 'Cause, like, I guess it was going that way, and I tried to dodge and went the same way or
You
something, and it
zigged
just
and
smacked me. I
zagged and
I thought I was I thought I was dying, and then the group was, like, screaming behind me, and Crystal, I think, was there,
I was.
and, yeah, everybody was freaking out, and I'm like, yeah, I thought, "Okay, what just I'm sitting there thinking, "Am I about to die or what?"
well, I've never been
Um,
An
smacked with
attack.
a bat, so I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm a little jealous actually.
that I mean, yeah,
He was I think it scared him to death.
it did, it scared me to death. And another funny story there, like speaking of funny stuff, I don't can't remember if Crystal was there or not, but they called me one night when I was heading down there because I had a group. They got a call and it was just like, "Do you know who Kane Hodder is?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do." Because Kane played Jason Voorhees the most
Oh,
out of all the Friday the 13th
okay.
movies. He played Jason Voorhees the most. And then if you don't know Kane, he's a big guy.
Mhm.
And the way he walks and everything, it's like if you watch the ones that he was Jason in,
Right.
that's him. So, like, And I'll never forget, like, when he was there, I was walking around with him, like, when we were investigating and stuff, and he walked down the hall, and, like, you'll see when you're there, like, if you got some moonlight, you can
Uh-huh.
see kinda down the hallways a little bit, but he's, like, walks down the hall, and he turns around, he's walking back, and me knowing, like, all I can picture is Jason walking at back toward me, and all I could do, like, I was kinda freaking me out, but the only thing I could do was kinda laugh, and he's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I was like, "Just
Whale?
knowing who you are." I was like, just the whole Jason thing is like, just knowing who you are and seeing you walking back toward me,
Right.
part of me wants to just take off and go
Right,
running
just
down the
run.
hall and be like, "I'm done."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I
Now,
mean, yeah.
we have a lot of I mean, we have a lot of fun doing the investigations. Like, we take it serious and all of that, but we do just have a lot of fun, and I'm very glad. So when I first started the podcast, obviously I had, like, started my social medias up and everything, and I would love for people to email me in their stories because I would love to read them. It doesn't happen very often, but Doug from IPSI actually did, and that is how I met them, was they had emailed in, and so then we just kinda started talking, and then, I think I had them come on the podcast, and then we were set to do that September investigation. They invited me on, to go do that with them, and so they came out to the Hannah House, Paranormal Days event and met me in person, in August before we were going out for the one in September for the ISS in Billy Creek, and I'm so thankful that I found them, and that I investigate with the group that I do because they're all just really great people.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've met multiple other people that I'm just very grateful to know, and that have similar thought processes, regarding the paranormal and everything. So, and if nothing else comes out of the podcast and stuff, I'm just glad that I have those things. So, um, but yeah, no, I'm very happy to be doing
Yeah.
what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So,
Yeah, who you
Yeah.
spend the time with and who you
mhm.
investigate with is definitely just as important as everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, some other I am just kind of looking at my papers here. Um, do you have you guys like doing your paranormal investigations and then obviously owning and taking care of Rhodes Hotel? Has that changed your guys' beliefs about death at all?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't I don't think it's changed mine. Um, I still try not to think about it a whole lot, even
Me
though
either.
Yeah.
being in this field, yeah, I still try not to think about it a lot because,
Yeah.
especially you have friends pass or
Mhm.
family members and things like that. Um, I feel like I still, maybe I feel a little bit better about it knowing that there's a possibility that there's something
Yeah.
after, because I think nothing is terrifying.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, just, like, what happens, and if the answer is absolutely nothing, like, you
Right.
just cease to exist, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's scary to me. But, yeah, I feel like I've pretty much always felt like that, and the more I investigate and, the more things that happen at locations, like, at the hotel and everything, I think the more sometimes comforting it is,
Mhm.
Yeah.
um, that to know that there's a possibility
Yeah.
that there's something after. But I know, but then that's also a little bit scary too, because then you're like, well, is it just like a constant loop?
Right.
Is it kinda like residual hauntings where you're seeing are
Right.
they aware that they're doing the same thing over and over again?
Yeah.
So there's like so
Yeah.
many questions, but I feel like, it hasn't really changed my perspective on it a whole lot
Mhm.
from what I started in the field with.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. I completely agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, even being here like all the time and stuff, I mean, you have these experiences just like there has to be something because, it's like I can't explain
Right,
some of the things that I see or hear here.
right. Well, and I don't think obviously, the ghosts that we have right now are you know, they're so old, because these houses are so old, but that doesn't just stop because,
Right.
with the people
Yeah.
that pass on now, obviously not because how would my friend have, come to visit me in my dream when
Yeah.
he did? And there was a whole other time after my daughter was born that he was there and I heard him that time while I was awake. I was in bed. I was really upset. My daughter was about 6 months old at the time. There was something argument, you know, drama stuff that happened with her and her dad. I was devastated and I was crying. And was just feeling really, really alone. And his voice, clear as frickin' day, and it stopped me in my tracks. He just said, "Don't be sad." Like it was, and it
Yeah.
was so like he was
Yeah.
sitting right there on my bed with me. It was so incredible. Um, but yeah, I don't know if I believe in, like, a heaven or a hell. Obviously, I would really like to believe in hell because I am petty, okay? And people have wronged me, and they should be punished for that. Um, um, I think that there are people that certainly deserve that place. Um and who's to say that hell isn't, an eternity wandering in an alternate plane somewhere doing the same shit over and over again, that you
Yeah.
can't escape out of, maybe that's what it is. Um,
You have to go to
Mm.
work every day.
oh god, that's horrible. I hope I've never wronged somebody so bad that that is my punishment.
Right. I feel like you have to be a really bad
Damn.
person to get that one.
Um, but but I don't think energy cannot it can't be destroyed. It's always gonna be here.
Yeah.
I don't believe that we just kind of ascend and then we're just there for eternity. I
Yeah.
think that we do come back. I think that there will be other lifetimes for us, as shitty as that sounds right now, considering the condition of the world. Um, but I think we'll all and who's to say that it's, like, moving forward? Maybe, our next lifetime is actually something in the past, because I don't think time is linear either. Um,
Yeah.
so I no, I don't know where we end up or anything, but I think that there is more out there. And I think that
Mhm.
I've witnessed enough to know, that I won't just be put in the ground or, live in a jar for eternity after that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you get these things. I mean, like there was a show that came out. I can't remember how many episodes, but I mean, there's a little. It's like a little boy. I mean, really young, like
mhm.
3, 4 years old. I don't know. He's young, and was telling his family, this was my name,
Yes.
and telling them stories and stuff,
Yeah,
about himself, and saying this is where I live, this is what happened to me,
yeah,
and all this, and to go back and then they research it, and like this was an actual person.
yeah,
There's no
and
way that this kid would know.
right,
It's
Mhm.
like,
and
so
that
how do we
happens
explain stuff like that,
right, and there's so many stories out there about that, um, like,
Mhm.
documented and stuff, and it is wild, and then it's also crazy too, and I think it just kinda has to do with the older you get, 'cause obviously, like, the stuff that I experienced, a lot of it I experienced when I was really little, and then I got to be a teenager and I've grown up, and it's getting harder for me to, like, connect with that part of me because I've had so much happen in my life, and so many people tell me that the way that I'm thinking and the things that I like and the experiences that I'm having are wrong, they're bad, they're dumb, they call me names, like, so my mind, when I was little they're not gonna tell me those things because I was little, right? And I didn't know that it was considered anything other than my truth at that point. And then I was so much when you're little, you're so much closer to that just coming out of that spiritual space, coming onto the earth, um, that I think you're a lot more connected to it, and so it's a lot easier for you to be able to touch those spaces that you might have had in the past, and then growing up when you're taught all these things and then you start ignoring and not trusting yourself. And that's something that I've really tried to work hard on, probably in the last 10 years, overall, but definitely in the last 5. Like, I know what I see, and I know what I hear, and I know what I feel, and I need to just start trusting that that is true and that it's
Mhm.
not wrong, that the beliefs I hold are not any of these things that I'm being told. But it is hard when you've been conditioned to think otherwise for so many years out of your life. So,
Yeah. Yeah, when you're like you said, when you're young, people aren't gonna sit there and tell you, "Well, that's stupid."
right.
That, and be so negative with you when you're that age, so of course you're gonna be more open-minded to
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is hard when you're getting older, and I think some people are more, susceptible to, like, listening to other people whenever they say, "Well, you shouldn't
Right.
like that," or "You shouldn't do that," and, um thankfully, I've always been the type that's been like, "Who are you to tell me what's right and wrong?" You know?
I wish I was,
Which
man. I am a people pleaser.
it's difficult.
And it was hard, so my mom never said those things to me, like, if that's what happened and I say that's what happened, like, she believed me that that was the experience I had. My dad thinks it's all demonic and it's dumb, and I am crazy, and he puts me down, so much in so many areas of my life, not just this part, but, like, and I listened to those things for a long, long, long time because I mean, what little girl doesn't want their dad's approval, right? Like, that's all very
Yeah,
important to young women and young men too, but, like, young women, dads are who they model their partners after, a lot of it, and so it just kinda stuck with me, so I've done so much un rewiring up here to
yeah. Well, and it's different too when it's a parent versus,
yeah,
like, a stranger
right,
or a friend maybe,
yeah,
it's totally different when it's someone that close to you.
yeah. So, it's, it sucks, but it is what it is because I am who I am, and I'm okay with it. Like, I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not out here trying to hurt anybody. This is just the way that I see things and the what I believe, and if you don't like it, oh well.
That's right.
You don't have to be over here doing it. I'm not asking you to partake. So,
Yep.
let's see. Have you guys ever seen a full-bodied apparition, either at roads or anywhere?
Yeah.
Yep.
I my first one was at Waverly,
Okay.
actually. That was the first experience I had there, and the first big experience I ever had overall. We were walking through the building and on the 2nd floor? Yes, I think it was on the hallway with the cafeteria, if I remember right, and, we were in the doorway and Mike was there. He was standing a little bit in front of me and to my right.
Mhm.
Another tour guide was standing like, directly in front of me, and I just looked over, just kinda looking around because it's like I wanna say it was, like, early morning hours, like, maybe 4 or
Mhm.
so, we were, like, closing up the building or something, and I just looked over and there was a little boy just standing there looking at me, and I was like,
These darn kids.
"What?"
They don't
Yeah,
sleep.
I know. And I always said, "I don't care what I see, just don't let it be children. I
Yeah,
don't wanna see kids."
yeah.
And that's most of what I've seen,
God.
especially at Waverly. And
Yeah.
yeah, but I kinda looked and, like, I stared for a second, and then when I blinked, he was gone.
Mm.
And, I don't know if I made a sound or, like, kinda was like, "What just happened?" But Mike said, "Are you okay?" or something like that, and I was like, "Dude, there's just a little kid standing right behind you."
Right. I'm less okay now, thank you.
Yeah. Like, I was,
Mine
but now I'm not.
yeah, yeah.
I
Mine
gotta
was,
say,
close to the same area.
I don't think I've ever
Mhm.
seen a child, to be completely honest. I don't think that that's ever been an experience of mine. I think any experience that I've ever had, it's always been grown-up ghosts all or other entities that aren't. ghosts, like the creepy thing that was crawling on the ceiling at, Whispers Estate. That was so fun. That was great.
Yeah,
And that was
that
before
might be
we
creepier
even
than a
oh my
kid.
god, that was before we even started. They just had us there in that front parlor, and we're going through the rules and stuff, kinda like you do, Mike, and, like, the history
Mhm.
and on all of that, and I kept looking up, and one of the girls that I was with was like, "What are you doing?" 'Cause I was looking up at the left, and I was like, "You don't see that up there?" And she's like, "No, I don't see anything." I was like, "Oh, that's great. I love that for me." Honestly, so I was like, "There's something on the ceiling, it's up there to the left in, like, the corner." And it's, like, kinda, like, long, like, spider-ish, but, just the 4, like,
Yeah.
arms and legs. And then the lady, as she was talking, she was, like, going through, like, the book that people can write in, if they've had experiences and stuff, and she turns the damn page, and she's like, "And then we have, something that's often experienced as the creeper," and it's that goddamn thing that I saw on the ceiling. I was like, "That's freaking great. Awesome. I love this here. I'm gonna have so much fun tonight." Um, but yeah, so, mm, bleh.
You were the chosen one.
I was, apparently. It just said, "You there, hello." The thing that's gonna creep you out the most. Ugh, gross. But it didn't follow me home, everything was fine. I actually didn't see it again that night, it was just
That's good.
there in the parlor hanging out, I guess. It was there for the debrief, I don't know. And then it went on its merry way.
You got
I think
He
it
was the
knew that it
welcoming
was
committee
about to
that
be
night.
talked about, and so it just wanted to, like, see its pretty pictures that
yeah.
people drew,
It's
and
like, I'm just gonna
alright.
listen in and literally hang out.
Yep. It said, "Yes, queen, that's me. Okay, I'm gonna go by." But yeah, no, it's, I think that's the only, like, ceiling dwelling thing I've seen, though. Um, mm-mm.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll stick
well,
with the kids,
so you'll stick
please.
with the kid.
Thank you.
I wrote this question, um, and I kinda laughed. I think so I write questions for everybody, and then I just kinda go through them. But there's this one. If you had to spend the night alone in one haunted location forever, what would you choose? Well, Mike, you're kind of doing that already.
Yeah, I
So that
am.
doesn't
Yeah.
pertain to
See,
you.
yeah. So you're just gonna have to ask Crystal that one.
I you could I think you should change it and be like, "Okay, but it cannot be the one that you
Right. The
currently
one
live
that you
in."
do reside in, it can't be there. Is there another one?
if it if it couldn't be here, I would say between the scenery and the actual location, I would say Stanley Hotel.
Okay. So you have not been to the Stanley yet. It's on the list.
It's so
It's
Beautiful.
cool.
beautiful.
Yeah,
I've seen the
yeah,
pictures and I've done, seen videos and stuff, but I've never been out I've actually not
yeah.
ever been to Colorado. I've been to I think I only have like 6 states left to get to. I've been
Go in
everywhere
the
else.
summer.
But yeah, Colorado's
Yeah,
not
don't
one.
go in the winter.
You know,
I love the snow, so I think I'd thoroughly enjoy it.
Oh my god, we went in, what, November both times, and
November.
it was
Oh,
just oh god, it was so cold, and the snow, and, like, Estes Park, they only have one
mhm.
road in and
Yep.
out. It's just like the movie. They
Yeah.
only have the one road.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I lived in Alaska before I moved here to Indiana. That's actually where
Oh, wow.
I lived there for 4 years. Contrary to popular belief, though, Indiana is much colder, because Alaska is dry, Indiana is wet. Um, and
Yeah.
then the whole time I lived there, we really did not get that much snow. I was so bummed. I was like, "I was looking forward to all the snow. It's freaking Alaska." They actually had to train in, like, bring on the train from other parts of Alaska. They had to bring snow in 1 year just so they could start the Iditarod in Anchorage because there was no fucking snow.
Oh my
And
god.
I think that happened 2 years while we were there, and I was like, "Don't worry, guys,
Wow.
I'm in the state. You'll never see snow because I'm here and want to." And it's been the same thing here in Indy with the exception of this last winter. Y'all have barely gotten
Yeah,
any snow since 2015 because I moved here in
I'm okay with that.
2015."
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that.
I have a little car, and it does
Oh,
not
no,
like the snow, and
no. It said, "No, thanks, I would rather you not." Yeah,
yeah.
but what, that's 17 inches all in one
Mhm.
go. I was so ha my car wasn't,
Yeah.
my little baby car was buried. I was like, "Look at her out there, you can just barely see the top of her window." But it was very pretty, and I didn't have to drive in it, so it was fine, because work went to
Yeah, it's
virtual that day.
Mm.
yeah, it's fine when you don't have to
Right.
drive in it, as long as it's, like, it doesn't last long enough that you can't get groceries if
Yeah,
you need them.
yeah,
Yeah.
and God bless my fat ass. I was like, "I really want McDonald's this one day," and it was, like, clear enough, and I DoorDashed that shit. But he got a nice big tip because he was out in it, and it was very appreciated that he brought me my fries and my burgers. Do you guys have a haunted location that's on, like, the top of your bucket list that you have not been to?
Multiple.
Multiple? Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna go to places overseas. Um, but God, yeah, I don't even know that I can be put on the spot and even
Hard
think
to
of
pick just
any
one.
places. I wanna go, I think probably Lep Castle, would be one,
Mhm.
and oh my gosh,
And see, over
that I mean,
there because you gotta think, like, our stuff what? Our stuff, like,
Yeah, things aren't
the
old here.
Americas are, like, 1600s, right? And
yeah,
that's it. Over there, you got the real haunted shit. So I was
yeah,
joking,
Yeah.
I just one of my last episodes is about Roswell and aliens. I'm working on it. But I've been afraid of aliens since I was like a toddler. No reason why. Absolutely none. I have no reason to be terrified of aliens to the point of having panic attacks at the mention of them. But it had been like that my whole life up until probably the last year and a half. I've really like you can't see him, but I have a little alien stuffed animal sitting behind me on my chair, and I have, like, an alien badge reel for work, and so I'm, like, trying to sprinkle in little alien things everywhere. But I like I said, I was born in England, and I lived there for quite a few years. I was like, I was definitely probably abducted because my older sister also is, like, deathly afraid of them for no good reason at all. But
yeah. They're terrifying.
my younger siblings are not. None of them have that fear. It's just me and my older
Oh,
sister, so I think we were abducted. We were probed in
yeah.
England, I swear. Um, but yeah, ugh, I couldn't even talk about it without starting to cry for a very, very long time. And my mom, my dear lovely mother, took me to see Signs in theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I was just thinking about that.
I clawed her to the point of bleeding, and then I had went and sat in the bathroom and cried the rest of the time, like, I
Oh,
couldn't even go back in the
no.
theater, and then I had to sleep she locked me out of her damn room, and then I had to sleep with my brother for, like, 3, 4 nights, and every time, like, the fridge kicked on in the middle of the night, I was like, "They're coming to get me! This is it!" I was terrified.
I think
So,
Fire in the Sky did it for me. That
Fire
was
in
Oh,
the
my
yeah.
big
Sky
that
oh,
I was like,
no.
"What am I watching? What is this?"
Oh god. Yeah, I
And
there's
then
no
to
real
meet
reason.
Travis Walton.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no reason. So, I don't know, I'm trying to work it out within myself to get on the side of being at least not completely paralyzed when I think about it. Um, if you guys had the money to buy another haunted location, is there another one that you would, like, try to buy? He said Rhodes is not
Mike.
anything.
I mean,
Right.
well, this would probably go with your last question that you asked. One immediately came to mind that I'd really like to go to is Lizzie Borden.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Yep. You know, I lived
So,
on the East
yeah.
Coast for m much of my childhood. When we came over here, I started 1st grade in Delaware, and then I was in on the East Coast until 2003, between Delaware and Connecticut. And I had never I've not gone to Rhode Island, I've not been to Massachusetts, and I have not been to Maine, and I think that's it for the East Coast, but, like, the 3 main places that you can, like, want to go to, and especially Massachusetts for somebody spooky like me, and I've never been, like, what the hell? So, yeah, I'm definitely trying to get out there. Lizzie Borden House would be a dream to go to, so
Yeah.
Ooh, I just thought of one, the
What?
Winchester Mystery House.
yeah. Yeah, in
Yeah.
California. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Good
would
one.
love to see that. Like, just the story behind it is so
Yes.
wild, and to be able to walk through the
It
house
is.
and see it, oh god, yeah, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
So
I was
cool.
so disappointed. We were, so I went to California for the Sleep Token concerts that we were
Mm.
talking about.
Yeah.
While we were, out there, we were actually about an hour away from it and we couldn't make it.
I
It
would
was
have been
just
like,
it was
"We're
right there.
rearranging our trips. We gotta
Yes.
go."
So
Yeah.
close.
Have you guys
Yeah,
ever
I was
done,
like,
like,
"No."
the Queen Mary out there?
Mhm.
You have been?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, Mike, I don't think
I haven't
you
been.
haven't been
No.
out there yet, but
No.
yeah, the last time I went to California, I was lucky enough to go and see it, and we did, like, just one of the, like, tours.
Mhm.
It wasn't at night, it wasn't an
Yeah.
investigation or anything like that, but it's such a cool place.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just weird.
Oh, I
I don't
bet.
know.
Yeah. No, I would love
Yeah.
I hear a lot of reports out of the Queen Mary and things, specifically around, like, the what do they call it? The mess hall, the kitchen, the
Mhm.
dining area,
Yeah,
just
and, like, the pool too, the
gross
pool area.
gross men
Yeah,
on that
yeah,
boat. They're gross men spirits, and
yeah.
they're not fond of the women, from what I've heard. So,
Mhm.
they'd love a foul-mouthed woman like me out there, I'm sure.
Right.
That'd probably be the time I got, like, smacked or something by a ghost. My mom did tell me I would have been, lobotomized if I was born back in the day, and I was like, "You right. You are definitely right."
I would have been burned as a witch with my red hair over here,
Mhm.
so
I'm
I
actually
know how you feel.
my roots are coming in. I was born a redhead. I'm
Oh,
actually
really?
I'm a blonde, like strawberry blonde, but yeah, I have red hair
Yeah.
too, just not your level of red. But, yeah, my, my tongue would get me in enough trouble, I'm sure. Let me see. I've already asked that one. Uh, okay, here's some like kind of maybe a little deeper ones before we get off here. But do you think locations can become haunted because people expect them to be?
Ooh.
Like they just be bringing that energy in with them?
I yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because I always think of Supernatural when I hear that question.
Do you?
I love that show. Was it a tulpa? Am I thinking of the right thing? Where you can kind of, like, manifest, something into existence,
Yeah.
if you especially if you have a group of people focusing on it, yeah, I think you
Yeah,
can
because it
because
was the
I feel
house.
like it's another
In
yeah,
that
I feel
episode,
like
it
it's
was the
another
house.
form of
Yes.
yeah, I feel like it's another form of energy. You're putting energy into it
Yeah.
and you're manifesting it. So, yeah, I feel like you can.
Yeah. So, do you know who Greg and Dana Newkirk are?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when they were on tour this last time, I think it was last year, they actually brought, like, dummies, with them and were telling people to, like, put their energy into it, like, to create haunted dolls. And then they
Mhm.
started experiencing stuff within just a few weeks of having them and doing that. So, yeah, I definitely believe that is a possibility for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, do you guys ever experience paranormal burnout?
Mm.
I mean, as
I feel
much
like
as not what go ahead.
oh, no, I was just gonna say that I feel like you would probably be the
Yeah.
one out of us that would
Well, I mean, I get that question all the time, like, when people are here, they're just like, "Do you ever get tired of it?"
Yeah.
And honestly, not really because, like, my thing is, like, you don't know what to expect. I mean, you
Right,
could come out here and be out here for 2 nights or, like, 2 days or, like, 24 hours straight and nothing happened.
right.
And then you could come out here for 10 minutes and then, like, something completely, just like, "Well, I wasn't expecting that to happen," I mean, so you don't know from one minute to the next, so,
Right. I was gonna
yeah,
say
I
it's
mean,
probably unless it's, like, the residual stuff, it's probably not always the same song and dance
yeah,
at any of
yeah,
the locations. I think every experience is probably gonna be a little different. Um, but
yeah,
yeah, I could understand, why people have that question though. Like,
mhm. Oh,
um,
yeah,
Yeah,
to
for
live
sure.
it to live and breathe it every day, all day, just like motherhood, like, you just get burnt out. I'm tired. I'm tired of this, grandpa. Um, so yeah, I think that that's a valid question, and I think everybody
Yeah,
answers it a little differently. But yeah, for to live in a home, a location like you do, Mike, I could definitely see why people wonder that.
yeah.
Um, and then I already asked we already talked about the daylight stuff, but if spirits can communicate, why do you think communication is usually fragmented or difficult?
I feel like it's the amount of energy it takes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and for sure, like, kinda like with the tulpa thing.
Mhm.
It's you have to really kind of harness that energy, and, um, I especially at locations, and I feel like maybe this goes hand in hand with the quiet nights.
Right.
Just like Mike just had several nights in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mhm.
We had
Yeah.
groups in the building, and I don't know if anybody has left anything in the book there to say if it how active it was or not, but I feel like maybe the paranormal burnout question could be for them as well,
Right.
just because it's like, do they get tired of it, or have they maybe, like, kind of used all their energy to communicate with one group and they're kind of drained at
Yeah,
that
yeah, it's
point,
just
and
not
they're
there to yeah.
Right.
yeah, and it's just a quiet night, but yeah, I feel like it has to do with the energy available to them
Mhm.
at the time,
Yeah.
and maybe even, some people feel like if they get touched versus, like, a scratch or, something a little more, I don't wanna say violent, but a little more, what someone might be consider like an angry response or something
Right.
like that could really just kinda be like them overestimating or trying so hard to reach out
Right.
that it comes across more aggressive than what they actually want it to, just
Yeah.
because of the amount of energy that they're trying to use.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. I wish there was some way to actually,
Right.
like,
To
figure that
know,
out.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitively have those questions answered.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
well, Mike, so my team, IPSI, we were chatting earlier, and they were so bummed that even one of them couldn't be here tonight to like be on the pod to do this with me. Doug usually will come on. He's the one that's on here
Mhm.
with me the most. But adulting got in the way. Um, and so they had sent a couple questions that they wanted asked, and
Alright.
I won't throw this guy under the bus, but it was one of the male members. He said, "I need you to ask Mike why he's too cool to go to Randolph with us."
Oh, I need to go. I'll go sometime. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I need to go.
I said, "You can't put that out there because 'cause I'm gonna ask him that now."
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
know you
yeah.
were being a
No,
smart
I
ass,
mean,
but I'm gonna ask.
no, yeah, I mean, I'll go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because 'Cause we're going in a couple of weeks. I think one of them had
As
reached
long as the
out.
timing is there,
Yeah.
like, as long as the timing's there, because sometimes it is kinda hectic, because like, even, I think end of next month, I know, like, we have some people booked here, I think
Yeah.
Crystal's gonna have to come up because I'm at a Paracon.
Yeah.
I'm a guest at a Paracon in Kentucky, so
Oh,
depending,
yeah.
like,
I
what's
forgot
going
about
on
that
and stuff,
one.
like, where yeah, if I'm home, yeah, we can figure that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, we're going in a couple of weeks. I think one of them had a or maybe yeah, I think one of them had reached out to you and asked, for the date that we're going, and I know that you're unavailable, but he was like I said, "You can't
Oh,
ask
Yeah,
me that because 'cause
I
I'm
I
gonna
knew when
ask."
you said that, I was like, "Yep, I know that, yeah,
No,
yeah."
so
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, "Yep, I know."
no, we'll definitely, get you out somewhere, because you've not been to Indiana
Yeah.
State Sanatorium, have you? 'Cause
No,
yeah,
I
cause
haven't.
'cause that was the one location we were talking about, when we were there in January,
Mhm.
so we'll
Yeah,
definitely
I
get out
remember
there
that.
and do something with you somewhere, um,
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, we'll figure something out.
but, yeah, no, I couldn't pass it up, so I was like,
Yeah, as soon as you said it, I was like, "Yep, I remember it."
"I'll be the asshole, it's okay." Um Uh, but yeah, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you guys, find the roads, bookings, and just all the things. And I will, if you guys send me once we're off of here, like any socials you want linked, I always put those in the show notes for the episode so that people can just click and go from there. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, you can go ahead and tell
I'll
us.
leave that to Crystal.
I was gonna let you do it. No, our website is rhodeshotel.com, and, we have all the public investigation information on there. The links are real easy to follow. I have, like, an actual picture of the each flyer for each month, so they can go there and just click on the flyer for a public investigation. The private investigation tab has all of the times listed, all the prices. We have a calendar about halfway down the page that has all of the open dates. And
Okay.
so if there's not a time listed on the calendar, then that means it's open.
Okay.
Um, so we have that. Um, I want to throw a little shout out to Dustin Perry has an event coming up August 8th, and there's 3 tickets left,
Oh shit.
which
Okay.
I know is gonna sell out, like,
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
the link to that is on the public investigation tab.
Okay.
Uh, he's doing, like, a Spirit Quest event, which is, like it's not an investigation,
Mhm.
it's, like, different experiments that he does.
Okay.
Very cool event. It's something different too, if
It's very
you
personal too.
Okay.
it is.
Yeah, I've not heard
Yeah,
of
Yeah,
small group.
that.
yeah, very small group. I think, he's selling 16 tickets total for that, so not a lot.
Okay.
Um, so
So
there's
very
only 3
intimate.
left, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely,
Alright.
and, he does a pizza party beforehand, so you
I
get pizza,
mean, you can't pass that up.
right?
Ghost and a pizza? What?
Exactly. Best combination there is.
Heck yeah. I think that's actually what we got the night that we came. We went out for pizza beforehand and brought the leftovers. That's hilarious. And then social media, I know you guys have Facebook and TikTok, and then you have
Mhm.
Instagram too, right?
We
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are there any other social medias that you guys have, like a YouTube or anything, or just those 3?
No, there's
Mm-mm.
no
No,
YouTube.
just those.
Okay. Alright. Well, I think that's all I got for you guys. Um, everybody can find me, pretty much anywhere. I have Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm most active on TikTok. I do have a YouTube. Don't expect much out of that. It's like it's the little breadcrumbs, the leftovers, because I forget that I have it. I have a website, ghosttrackspodcast.com. Anywhere you get a podcast, you can find me, and you can email me directly at ghosttrackspodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, I think that's all we got for tonight. Thank you guys so very much again for coming on and hanging out, and chatting all about Rhodes Hotel and all the rest of the spooky stuff. Really appreciate
Thanks
you
for
guys
having
coming on.
us.
Um,
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks for
having
having
us.
us.
It was
It's been
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
all right, well, I will get off here with Crystal and Mike and let them get on for the rest of their evening. But thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys have a good night.